Trasacco Estates, home to Accra's most beautiful and luxurious homes, presents its newest addition, Trasacco Springs, a premium master planned community of service plots surrounded by an exhaustive list of amenities. The gated community of Tema to Accra Motorway presents you the finest opportunity to own a land that suits your preferred size, budget, and payment terms. Trasacco Springs is open to you for development. Our on-site sales executives are ready. Call on 055 659 2658.
Information.
But ask.
Me, I have still not got the money for that list of expensive building materials you sent to me. The price of the iron rods have been increased too much, are they?
Madam, relax. Look, that's not why I even called. I just visited IPCP, where the engineers told me everything about Trasacco fast floor.
Trawanko, please, those people are expensive. Are they not the people building those big houses in town? I beg going to catch a guy.
Madam, in fact, I used to think the same until I visited their office today. And they gave me an estimate of how much it will cost. Yomo, the estimate is real.
And welcome to Hot News. We are live on Pan-African Television. We're also live on Facebook at Pan-African Television, also on YouTube at Pan-African Television, as well as 48 African countries. You can join in the conversation by sending in your views, comments, and contributions on our WhatsApp to text line displayed on the screen. We'll make a time and read all those out for you. Those of you watching us on Facebook can share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch tonight's edition of the program. My name is Justice Appiah, and tonight on Hot News, we are still looking at the electronic, transactions levy introduced by this government. Today, there has been no show in Parliament, but the minority in Parliament are pushing for a no e-levy debate in Parliament in the absence of Speaker Aban Sumane Bagbin. How is that going to be? Also, the majority has said that they will pass or approve the e-levy in the interest of the state. The two sides are at loggerheads with regards to the approval and passage of this levy. How are we going to see that? How are things going to pan out in the coming days? Are we going to see it laid before Parliament within this week? Last week there was no show. We started the week today. It has not been tabled out for discussion and subsequent voting and all of that. How are things going to go? Well, of course, we have been joined in the studio by a Member of Parliament for Drapa constituency in person of Honorable Cletus Seydou Dapila, a brother and a friend. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my brother Joe. Thank you.
Right. How's the constituency? Good to see you too.
Constituency. I think the constituency is fine.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I hope so far so good.
By His grace, we are doing our best for our people.
I'm told a lot of MPs have not received their common fund yet. Have you received yours already?
Yeah, basically, we the whole of 2021, we were supposed to receive 4 quarters. We got only 2.
I see.
And we are in 2022, so we don't know what will happen.
Let's see how things go.
Yeah.
Also in the studio is the head of PR for YA in person of Awal Mohammed, another brother and a friend. Oh, good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening, my brother. I'm fine, thank you.
You're looking good in your smoke as well.
Thank you so much.
Right. How is your outfit?
Yeah, we're doing great. We're trying to at least roll out a lot of models. For for the first time, YA has projects that we have constructed. Initially, we have been in offices in the district assemblies and so on, but we're now trying to build our regional offices. So tomorrow we'll even inaugurate the one in Dambai. Last 2 weeks I was in the Western North region where we inaugurated that one, to go to Northeast where we have constructed the ultra-modern offices. So YEA is moving from temporary office to at least our own offices across the country. So definitely everything is okay. Honorable is saying common fund, they have only received two,
yeah,
but
of course.
it has always been in arrears. He is aware. No government has ever made that commitment up to date because it is the taxpayers' money that is used. So when we pay our taxes, then something small will go, just like how he said. Because I remember in 2015, some people had to even go to court for common fund to be paid. So,
well, Honorable proud to become a member of Parliament.
Yeah, because he's
used to be the DC for the area as well. So
exactly.
I mean,
so
he's very much abreast with these processes.
Very much abreast.
Anyway, but let me just read briefly the demands of the minority in Parliament in terms of the approval of the e-levy. But the minority is pushing for no e-levy debate in the absence of Speaker Alban Bagbin. This is what they are saying. Briefly, I would want to read a bit of the story. Minority in Parliament is pushing for a no e-levy debate in the absence of the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin. Continued by saying that this is because the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, has left the country for his third medical review in Dubai, a situation the majority group said would frustrate government business. Oh my goodness. On Friday, January 28th, the National Democratic Congress, NDC MPs, kicked against moves by the majority to reintroduce the levy, citing time constraints. Wow. Deputy Minority Leader James Pluche Aveji admonished government to halt the reconsideration, arguing the opposition NDC will resist any attempt by the two deputy speakers to participate during the voting on the controversial policy. Quote, the speaker is having his medical treatment. We should give him the benefit of the doubt. He must treat himself because we need him. Our advice to the majority side is that we should wait until the speaker comes back. We want the speaker to preside, then we had voted on the matter. He continued by saying that whether the motion will be lost completely or will be carried, that is something that will be done after. We want the speaker to be there. We don't want any of the deputies to preside so that what happened in 2021 should repeat itself, he said. The majority side has said they will think through the available options to chart the way forward. Deputy Majority Whip Habib Idris says one option will be to discuss the substance of the e-levy and probably defer the question until the speaker returns. Even the e-levy, the other thing is that we could debate the principle and defer the question until the speaker is in. So we will weigh our options, but the main substance of the e-levy has actually not been discussed, he said. Well, and that is where we are. Whilst the minority group in Parliament is pushing for, a no e-levy debate, the majority side is actually resolved to, or in passing or approving this levy. And a lot of questions are coming up. That why would government at all costs want to pass or approve this levy that Ghanaians or a lot of Ghanaians are kicking against? But let me go to Honorable Seydou Dappala on why they are still pushing for a no e-levy debate, because we are told that the finance minister has proposed reducing it from 1.75% to 1.5%. He is trying to meet your demands halfway. Why are you still insisting that you want the e-levy scrapped?
Thank you very much, my good brother Justice Appiah, and good evening to you and the entire crew of Pan-African Television.
Very well.
Let me say good evening to my brother Awal. We are meeting here once again. I remember we met here when I was a parliamentary candidate.
Very well. Yeah.
And today I'm a member of parliament for the Jirapa constituency.
Yeah, when honestly I said we will win that seat, and you laughed and said it's a no-go.
Well, I told you it's a no-go area. Yeah,
but do you know Abdul Karim is a teacher in one of the senior high schools? I don't remember. he sent me a message. He said, my SRC president in the college versus my SRC president in the university.
I see.
Yeah, at the training college, I was the SRC president.
Right. Yes,
I attended
yes,
Tumu Training College, Tumu College of Education.
So
after secondary school, before I
were
went to the
SRC
university, I was the SRC president. Yeah.
And I was also the SRC president where he schooled at the university. So
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, let me say good evening to the good people of Jirapa constituency.
Right.
And all the viewers listening and watching us in this country and across the globe. Just as the NDC in Parliament, the NDC members of Parliament, led by the Venerable Haruna Idrisu, are not, we are not actually trying to frustrate government business, as our opponents are always claiming on social media and all of that. What we seek to do as a responsible opposition is we want to carry this country along. We want to carry the Ghanaians along. And we've realized that there's hardship in the country. Ghanaians are already bedeviled with taxes all over. Just as today, if you go and buy anything, go to the restaurant, go to buy electricity, if you go to buy even phone credit, anything, then you will see the charges that we pay, the taxes that we pay. Then you will come to realize that then if we are paying all these taxes, why will the government want to bring another tax? This one is not even tax, this one is a levy.
I see.
Well, taxes, the difference is that taxes are paid on profit. You pay taxes from profit, you understand? But levy is compulsory.
Right.
You just want to take my money. You want to it's a policy. It's just something that is by force. I must take your money. That is what is happening. That's why it's a levy. There are differences. People think it's a tax. It's not a tax. It's a levy. There's difference between levy and tax.
Okay.
A tax, you tax profit. You understand? But this one is a levy. So your capital, they will tax it. Money that you have worked for, your hard-earned salary that is paid through your bank account, they will come in there and take it and take something out of it. So that is the difference. And that is what we must tell Ghanaians, and we must let Ghanaians know that there are difference. Now, Justice, why are we saying that we should halt the e-levy debate until the Speaker comes? You've heard many government officials, government communicators chastising the Speaker. The Speaker is in collaboration with the minority MPs and they are frustrating government business. Now, that is not true. We know that Nana Akufo-Addo has won the elections, whether legitimately or illegitimately, but they have won the elections. You understand?
Right.
What I'm trying to just say is that, because I'm saying this because we challenge the elections.
Right.
You understand? So today, he has the mandate to rule the country. If you have the mandate to rule this country, we, as minority MPs or minority group in parliament today, we will not be in a position, we will not stand in the way of the government at all. We will not. But what, like I said before, what we seek to do is to carry the Ghanaians along.
Okay.
We are listening to the plight of the Ghanaians. We know Ghanaians are suffering. If you travel the length and breadth of this country, Justice, you will get to realize that there's actually hardship in this country. So we are saying that no, don't add this tax. There are many ways you can generate revenue. Plug the revenue loopholes. Go and take the Auditor General report.
Ways are you expecting
Go and
to
take the
generate
Auditor
revenue?
General report, Justice, and you will get to realize that there's a lot of waste in the system.
Okay.
Billions of Ghana cedis every year, annually, is wasted.
But
So if government is able to plug the loopholes, that one alone, I tell you, what government will be able to save or generate will be more than what they are targeting to achieve from e-levy.
The Auditor General report, the argument is that, or the response they give is that it is not everything in that report that actually amounts to misappropriation or something like that.
I understand
And
that.
that you cannot solely base on the Auditor General's report by saying that they are likely to prevent wastage and all of that. And
Yes, thank you. I'll come back to the Auditor General report.
Right.
But let me try to emphasize on actually the reason why we are saying that let's hold the debate.
Okay.
Justice, you notice that I walk around, I meet friends who will call me, oh, Honorable Cletus, what is happening in the Ghanaian parliament? You go there to fight. Why are you are supposed to be gentlemen and women. Why are you fighting? Then I say, no, me, I'm not the type that will go to parliament to fight.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But what brought all those physical fighting that people saw and where people are not happy, that is denting the image of this country. You know, democracy actually, without parliament, there is no democracy. You understand? So if a speaker or whoever that is presiding, who understands the law very well, you understand the standing orders very well, you know the constitution very well, then you know that when you are presiding, then you don't have the opportunity to vote because you are the speaker at that moment.
Right.
You understand? Now, if you are the speaker, who should preside, who should apply the rules of the debate, then you say that I will vote. I will vote. When you know you are not supposed to vote. So when you publicly announce that, but yes, I will put the question and I will rule, you know, but let me also announce that I will also be voting. When you say that, you are inviting chaos. You are inviting confusion. At that moment, it means that you are not ready to apply the rules.
Right.
So that is where people will fight. You understand? So I'm very worried because I honestly don't think that it is giving this country any good image. Okay. But for me, I have always said that when there is a confusion, let's look at the root cause of the confusion. Let's don't begin to say that NDC MPs goes to parliament to fight. No. Is that what was happening? Has it happened before? No. Why is it happening? You understand? Justice, you cannot tell me that when you know you are not supposed to vote and you say you will vote, then I'll sit down and allow you to go and vote and tell me to go to Supreme Court to go and challenge it. No.
That's not possible.
That's not possible. I will not allow that. If I have a way to also stop you from voting, I will do that. That is what has been happening. And it is the reason why the Deputy Minority Leader, Honorable Appiah J.A, is saying that, look, if you are 138, you are 137, we are 137, 137, then you have an independent MP who is doing business with you. If you add him, you have 138. If any of them, if Honorable Joe Wise or the former MP, if the one presiding, if any of them is presiding, then it means that they cannot vote. So that is the warning Honorable Appiah J.A is sounding. Right. And he's saying that wait for speaker to come, mobilize your 138 and bring and let them come and vote and pass the e-levy. But for us, we 137, we are standing with the Ghanaian people. We know that Ghanaians are suffering and we will always stand with them. We will support them. We are listening people, we are listening opposition, and we know they are suffering and we will stand with the Ghanaian people. Now that is all that we are saying.
Now let's look
but when if you come in the absence of the speaker, if you bring any of the deputies to come and preside, and the same deputy will announce that I will vote, or if he attempts to go and vote, we will stop it. We'll prevent that. And let me, it's just something that I'm telling, whether...
In other words, are you saying that there will be another fight in Parliament?
No.
If
I'm not
the deputies...
I'm not, yes. That one even, I don't think that they themselves will even try to do that. They should not. We don't want confusion in the house. So let's all go by the rules. Justice, no human being, we are all living in this country guided by the constitution of the country.
Right.
We are in parliament guided by the constitution of this country, guided by the standing orders of parliament of Ghana. You understand?
Right.
So those are the rules governing us. Otherwise, there are others who are very strong who can get up and beat everybody there. But you cannot do that because we are law-abiding citizens. We are there governed by rules and regulations. Okay. You understand? So now, my worry is that when you throw those rules, when you throw the standing orders to the dogs, when you throw the constitution to the dustbin, what happened? We are in a jungle. So you are inviting confusion. So it is in the interest of the ruling party that the Honorable Deputy Minority Leader is saying that let's wait for the speaker to come so that what happened before we went on recess will not repeat itself. So that is all that we are calling for.
Now let's look at why people are saying that you are frustrating government business. There has been several consultations per what we have been told, that the majority side tried to meet, the minority side on this issue. You have been very, resistant to those consultations and all, and then you have insisted that there's either no e-levy or you vote on the floor of Parliament, and whoever wins the day carries the day and all of that. We are told that the finance minister has also proposed reducing it from 1.75% to 1.5%. You have disagreed. You have refused. You don't want to even give him a listening ear. The finance minister has told the whole nation that without the e-levy, we are likely to crash as a nation. We need the 6.9 billion or 7 billion out from the e-levy to be able to show up the state's revenue. You don't want to listen. They are telling you that the youth are not having jobs, and that through the e-levy, they are likely to, finance some job creations and infrastructure problems and all of that. You still don't want to listen. Looking at all these things, are you not, or is anybody not in the best place to interpret this as people who are at all costs frustrating government business?
Justice, what the NDC and majority of Ghanaians are saying is that e-levy is a very bad policy. It's a very bad tax. You understand? It's a bad levy.
But other states, other countries have introduced it.
Yes, we are not those countries.
Okay.
We are a sovereign country on our own.
Bad?
It is bad because you don't go in to tax people capital.
Okay.
Justice, you heard the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all the time. Now he's become, how will I put it? He's now, he preaches digitalization and all of that.
Right.
He's saying that we should go digitalize, our economy should be digitalized and all of that. Now, many Ghanaians, yes, we believe in that. That is why many Ghanaians now have the interest in saving.
Right.
Those who don't want to go to traditional banks to save, they put their money in their mobile wallet.
Very well.
Many Ghanaians now are interested in buying stuff online and all of that. Now, all of us have decided to be doing this. Then you now come with this policy. You are now coming with this levy to go in and tax people capital. You understand? Justice, why will you tax somebody's capital? Why? It is my money. I've not done anything with the money. I just work for it, and it is in my account already. Justice, I'm a professional teacher. I'm a professional teacher. Then I teach. At the end of the month, government pays me. If you take my pay slip as a teacher, you will see the taxes that government has taken from me. Now, the money that is left, the tax government has taken from my salary, and what is left in my account. If I'm to say that I'm paying something online, I'm transferring the money to a mobile money. Maybe I bought something online, and I'm taking the money from my bank to pay. Then you will tax it. How? Yes, that is not fair. You are taxing me double. Not even double, triple. You are just taxing me. At every process of me spending my money, you are taking something out of it. That is not fair.
Right.
You understand? So it is a bad policy. We are saying that the government should not have even contemplated it. That is the reason why we are
preferred for government. I'll come to you very, very shortly.
Justice. Yes, we had alternatives. There's toll booth. Toll booth was generating something. Why did they scrap it?
How much was the toll booth?
Justice, in any case, let me tell you, it is not about how much money this country, how much taxes you collect. It is about the utilization of the money. That is what Ghanaians are also crying. You take so much taxes already. What have you used the money for? What have you used the money for? Justice, why will a poor country, a country that a country like Ghana, okay, where we are contemplating bringing e-levy, taxing transactions, you understand? Now, you have a president who believes that there's no money and the economy will collapse, yet he has the audacity to be chartering flights, private flights, and be flying around. Is it fair? How can you come and convince me, a poor man, that I should pay more taxes? We have a presidential jet, and the president thinks that it's not comfortable for him, for his use now. Then you go and use so much money, the taxpayers, what they've already paid, you are using it on your luxury trips. Now you come to tell me that I should pay more money. I will not agree with you. That is the reason why NDC and Ghanaians are saying that no. It is just not NDC. Justice, I tell you, if this policy, it is because the voting is an open voting. You understand? If it was a secret balloting, I tell you, about 50 MPs would have voted for us. Just like what happened in the speakership elections. That is what would have happened. But many of them are equally against it. But because it is their government, like my brother Awal, who will be speaking to support this e-levy thing, you know, I know he'll be speaking to support it. But he knows that it's a bad policy. It's a bad thing that his government is bringing. But for the cameras and for the sake of his party, he will be speaking to support it. But I don't think it will be fair if you do that. You know that policy, when it is in pass, you yourself, you will pay a lot. Your money, the money that you go around working for, they will be taking something from it, double taxing you. So please, don't support it. Tell your people that it's a bad tax.
I'll come back to you again, Honorable. Viewers, you're still watching Hot News right here on Pan African Television with me, Justice Appiah. Please share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch tonight's edition of the program. If you're watching us on Facebook, please share the Facebook Live for other people to also watch. And now let me come to you, Awal. Why is government behaving as if without the e-levy, this country will collapse?
Thank you so much.
Why would you want to force it down the throat of the good people of Ghana? When they are not interested, they don't want it.
Thank you, Justice. He spoke for 22 minutes.
But
if you even give me 15 minutes uninterrupted, I'll be happy.
I interrupted when he was actually speaking.
Okay.
But you can go ahead.
Before I go on, I have a brother by name Isahaku Jr. Isaac, who is watching from Wa.
Oh, wow.
He's celebrating his birthday today. He's
Happy
very affable, great patriot, very committed to the work of the MPP. Isahaku Jr. Isaac, happy birthday. May you live to be okay. So this is not a radio station for you to say 90 something for something. But thank you. May Allah bless you. I think there is no country in the world that has developed without taxes. And it is also a fact that taxes are never attractive anywhere in the world. There is nowhere in the world that you say you're imposing taxes that the people are happy and embrace it. There is nowhere in the world that people are happy to pay taxes. Even when you check the history of even Christianity and Islam, you could see that Jesus was sending people to go and pay their tithes, you remember? And again, Prophet Muhammad, they were sending people to pay their taxes, which it started from then. So there's no way you say that taxes are very attractive. Ghanaians are paying taxes, but unfortunately, Ghanaians are the least in paying taxes, the whole of Africa. When you check the statistics, we are 30 million Ghanaians, 30.8 million. Only 2.3 million pay direct taxes. Only 2.3 million. You and I, who are in the formal sector, we are paying direct taxes, and we're just about 2.3 million. When you check our tax to GDP ratio, it is 12% to 13%. The highest it has gone has been 14% in 2018. So when you check, you will see that even the benchmark in Africa, it's around 18, 19, 20%. So you could see that Ghanaians are generally not paying taxes. Now, almost all the government that has come, both NDC and NPP, will say, we'll expand the tax net. Just check all our manifestos. We will say that we'll expand the tax net so that we'll get a lot more people to pay taxes. So how do you expand the tax net? You do it through these things. For instance, this e-levy. I am very happy that the Honorable MP is sitting here with a diary which has a U start on it. This is something that came out of the e-levy. We said that this e-levy, after it's been imposed, will get certain amount of money, like 6.9 billion. That 6.9 billion will be used for the U-Start. Those in his constituency who had completed tertiary institutions, those who have not even been to school, but they have some business ideas that they can generate businesses, and government will support them without collateral. So that is the U start that is on his diary here, the U start that the minister talked about. Again, he talked about the road tolls, because it was the road tolls was generating only 79 million Ghana. And the rigmarole you pass through, especially he being an MP in the Upper West, he passed through not less than 5 or 6 toll booths before getting to where he is, even though I know they switch on their siren. But there are places that you cannot switch on the siren and cross. Before the road minister removed the one at Kubiase, he joined. When he saw the queue, he joined and got to, before he got to that place, from the custom barrier to the Kubiase toll booth, he spent 40 minutes. The following day, he had to let them remove it, because you spend 2 hours to get there, just 30 minutes to get to Kumasi. You spend 40 minutes there, then you still spend 30 minutes to go there. So the productive hours that go because of this thing that is not generating enough for us to fix our roads. So we said this e-levy will also be able to channeled through the fixing of our roads, so that the rigmarole that we will go through and these delays that we go through in using the toll booths will also be taken off. So if you check these statistics, and if you look at a country like Ghana, I believe in expanding the tax net, if you need more from government, in expanding the tax net, these are taxes that will come that every Ghanaian will be able to pay. He says they are taxing income. The money that is left in the account too is being taxed. I think that's one of the reasons why the minister and the information minister are moving around doing the town hall meetings, because there are a lot of misinformation from people who are supposed to even educate people on it. This is a transaction levy. If your money is sitting in your account, no one will tax it. If you even send it to someone and he's withdrawing, even if it is 10,000 cedis withdrawal, no one will be able to deduct anything. It is not part of it. It is the convenience that you sit at home and do the transaction that government is saying that let's get something small from that convenience.
Why should government get something small from that?
Because the government has invested.
The platform is not provided by government.
Government provided that platform.
You mean that if I'm transferring money from my MTN mobile money account to another MTN, which is a service provided to me by MTN, you are saying that government has provided a platform. How did government provide that platform?
The fiber optic backbone is for Ghana before they even can connect. Again, the investment in the interoperability. Again, the investment in the lines that went through the Eastern Corridor roads. Government had incurred a lot of cost in building these things so that the telcos can build upon it and give the service.
Well, the argument is
so
that
government has spent on it.
You tax income, but you don't tax capital.
We are taxing transactions.
Wait a minute, but whilst taxing transaction, you are still taxing somebody's capital, because the
it is not a capital.
Wait a minute,
the capital is sitting. So the person sits at home and feels that I will want to, instead of me going to send the thing to someone.
Allow me finish.
You have asked the question. I'm saying that instead of me going somewhere, I can sit in the comfort of my room and still send it. So government is saying that let's get something out of it.
Now,
again,
wait a minute. No, let me finish asking my question. Now, wow, my mother who lives in the village.
Yes,
she's a trader. Now she wants to purchase something from, from probably a place or someone, and she would want to pay with mobile money, right?
Yes.
My mother has sent 5,000 Ghana cedis to the person. She is going to be deducted out of that 5,000 Ghana cedis that is being sent.
I'm telling you, whoever is able to send 10,000 or 5,000.
Wait a minute.
In the village, which mobile money vendor can be able to?
She is a trader.
Ghana is not only Accra and Kumasi. I'm telling you, in the village, there is no trader that can send that amount of money.
You are not supposed to tax that money. Why
I'm telling you that.
Business capital?
I am telling you that It is not a business capital. It is something that the person has engaged in a transaction that government has spent on it.
You are, you are in the formal sector.
Yes.
Right? You have received your salary.
Yes.
Where you have been taxed from source.
Because I am supposed to be
taxed. You have been deducted from source.
Yes.
So you have already paid tax on your salary. You have decided to put, the rest of your money on your wallet.
Yes.
In order to do some transactions. And that same money...
Why will I put my money on my wallet again when all the banks in this country today...
But if you are even...
Listen. But you have asked a question. Almost all the banks in this country have the mobile money thing that I can send direct instead of sending it to my wallet and doing another transaction
even with that
again.
one, you are charged. Are you not charged?
It is the bank that charges. And there is an amount of money that you pay for it. So you are happy that MTN from South Africa will get 1%, whilst government is saying I need 1.5% to provide the routes over there, and you're saying that is wrong. Is that what you mean?
Being lazy in coming up with innovations?
Tell us any innovative way that we can collect revenue that every Ghanaian will pay. If you have, you give us alternatives.
Because Vice President,
when you talk about
said that
it is out of the ingenuity. It is out of the ingenuity. That is why.
Taxed.
No, he didn't say that.
But what did he say?
You are misquoting him. He says that as he states that day, he feels that mobile money shouldn't be taxed because a lot of people at the bottom end are doing it. And now the poor and the vulnerable are being exempt.
How are they being exempt?
Because if you are able to send 3,000 cedis within the month, you are exempt. Because all the transactions that you do. And if you tell me that the poor people in the village can sell more than 3,000 cedis for them to pay the taxes, then they are not poor. Because according to the World Bank, the UN, and almost all the definitions, they did the survey here in Ghana and they are saying that a poor person is classified as someone who cannot live above $1 a day. How much is $1? 6 cedis.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's 6.4.
Okay. Get it 7. They said people who can live above $1. And again, if you look at the housing survey by Statistical Service, 9.2 million Ghanaians cannot live above $1 a day. So the poor and the vulnerable have been exempted.
A simple scenario once again. I'm here. I have sent 600 Ghana to my mother in the village, right? I have been charged, okay?
Yes.
My younger sister,
if she's to withdraw the entire 600, she will not pay anything except the charges from the telecos.
My mother wouldn't withdraw the 600.
She will leave it on.
But my mother, after sending the 600 cedis to her, decided to send 200 cedis to my sister in school. She's going to be charged.
Yes.
Does that mean that my mother is rich?
She is doing a transaction.
Why must she be charged?
And she will be charged because initially she will have to walk.
But I was already
to that
charged.
place or pick a car. She is supposed to pick a car to that place and give that money.
The same money is being taxed twice.
If she is to withdraw everything to herself, she will not pay anything.
And I'm saying that I have sent 600 Ghana cedis to my mother. My mother, after receiving the money, wanted to send 200 cedis to my sister. When you had already charged me after sending it to my mother, you are charging her again on that same money.
Charged you for sending it. If she is to withdraw, MTN will charge for the withdrawal. Government is not charging for the withdrawal. When she is to even send it to your sister, MTN will still charge her. But Vodafone is not doing that for the transaction. Why will you still remain at MTN? When Vodafone, when you send to any other network because of the interoperability that was built by government, it is free. Why will you go on MTN?
Prior to the 2016 election,
I'm saying that Vodafone is saying that when you send, it's free. Now MTN, when you send, is 1%. They are saying that because of the e-levy, they are taking 2.5% out of it. So the 1.5% that we're talking about is not actually 1.5 because the telecos had taken 2.5 out of the 1.5. So it is now 1.25. And I'm telling you for a fact that if we all move to Vodafone, they will also have to absorb it. I'm telling you this.
What is
because this? The only thing is that the competition will move to Vodafone.
Right. But prior to the 2016 elections, we've had several promises from the New Patriotic Party.
Yes.
Now you are in government. One of the promises I can vividly recall is that you told the good people of Ghana that when you are voted for, you will change this country from taxation to production.
Yes.
Well, everyone would have expected that the New Patriotic Party or a New Patriotic Party government would shy away from introducing taxes and focus more on production. Is that what you are doing?
Governance is not an event, it's a process. Again, when we came in, we removed 17 different taxes that we think they were nuisance.
You have introduced e-levy, increased some of the taxes.
Because
you don't believe in
as I told you, as I told you, governance is a gradual process, not an event. Before you move the country from taxation to production, you only have to do it gradually. In doing it gradually, that is the reason why we're doing the industrialization. The one district, one factory is on course. And that is the production that we're talking about. If we're able to move the one district and get a lot more districts to have factories, it means we'll move to production more than the taxation. But at this point in time, when all economies in the world have been ravaged by this COVID-19, the only thing any country can do is to look at a genuine way of trying to mobilize some revenue so that they are able to support the youth. That is why we started with this
money during COVID,
and up to now, a lot of things are not happening, but we're still not in arrears. We're still paying workers. We received a lot of money in this country, but workers were sat at home for 8 months. But not a single man that government default in paying them. It should tell you that we received, but we spent. We bought a lot of things, the buckets, the other things that we bought to fight COVID. And we're one of the best countries in terms of fighting COVID. We used money to do that.
No two ways about that. You
that is money. It is money. It is money that we used. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is an egregious lie. Because let me tell you the statistics. When NDC was taking power, it was 9 billion. Our total debt stock was 9 billion.
Okay.
They moved it to 122 billion, which is over 500% increment.
From 122
to 344. Check.
Subtract 122 from 344.
Check the percentage. You could see that it's around 100%.
Why are you not talking about the nominal figures?
The nominal figures should tell you that the 122%, 122 that we made.
If you take 122 from 344, what will be the remainder?
So the remainder is not all borrowing. It is the accrual of the interest
How much
of the
have
122.
You borrowed?
Get this clear. If 122 that you met, it is even 10% interest that we have been paying for the 6 years. Tell me how much will that be? Around 70 billion. So if you hear people lie through their teeth and tell you that this government has borrowed more than any other government, they do not know the statistics. I'm telling you, between 9 billion and 122 billion.
I know that if you
and you're telling me that
I know that
we have borrowed more than any other government.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
I know that if
this is stupendous ignorance.
Listen, I know that if you take 122 out of 344,
yes,
you will be left with 222 billion. Is that not it?
Yes.
How much have you borrowed out of the 222 billion? Tell us.
As I sit here,
for the past 5 years, how much have you borrowed out of the 222
MP will be
billion?
the best person to tell you because there is no single transaction that didn't pass through.
And I'm saying that what I know is that you have borrowed 222
billion. That is a lie. And I'm telling you that is a lie because even the MP will tell you that the interest that we have been paying on the 122 alone.
What was the interest on the 122? You should be able to tell us so that we know how much you have borrowed.
Even if it is 10%, it's around 70 billion.
I see. But you are not even factual. You don't know whether it's anything. But I'm saying that as far as anybody is concerned and as far as we know, so under this government,
when it's debt to GDP ratio,
you don't want to talk about the nominal figures, but you're talking about.
Why will I talk about the nominal figures? Because that the value of this economy is 3-4 times fold what the NDC left.
I see.
So if you have a store which has
But I thought that you said you won't borrow, and that borrowing
you
is
that
a
we have
lazy man's
built this
approach.
economy.
Are you lazy by
threefold.
borrowing and all
We
of
have
that?
built this economy threefold.
Wow.
So what will
These were some
help
of the
you
things
is
we
that
had
I am
prior to the
telling you that
2016
what will
election.
help you is that let's look at the percentage in terms of
let's also look at how much you have borrowed. Let's also look at how much interest we have accrued on the 122 billion, so that we know how much you have borrowed.
Let's fight time.
But you have to
go and check all the, because it's in
you
the
are
budget that
disputing
we
the
have
222 billion. So tell us how much you have borrowed.
I am telling you that this is someone who is sitting here, who is an MP, who will tell you that it is not true that is 244, because it's not everything. Because all you say, the total debt stock is 2344. So if it is 344, it means that the entire 240 something.
You are unable to tell us how much you have borrowed out of the 222
That is
billion.
not it.
Okay,
when you read our budget today, you will know an amount of money that is
admitted and
going
agreed
into
that the 222 billion
yes.
comprises of interest accrued on the 122 borrowed.
Yes.
How much have you borrowed out of the 222 billion?
I cannot really tell you right now, because we did not even talk about thinking. We did not really. We're not discussing the total debt stock. We can find time and come and talk about debt.
Right.
My
final, honorable, I'll come to you. I'll come back to you. My final question to you, is that we all know that the estimated amount we are supposed to get from this e-levy of a thing is 6.9 billion, or at most 7 billion.
Yes.
That is a projected amount. We don't even know if we are going to get it and all of that. What would that do for this country as compared to the amount of money you have borrowed in running this country?
Yes, so let me tell you what it will do. We believe that every year close to 300,000 youth are churned out into the market, job market. Government over the years is able to take only 5,000 to 6,000 every year. We are saying that out of our ingenuity, let's find the youth who are interested in doing business, entrepreneurship. Let's support them without collateral, so that they are able to employ their fellow colleagues who will be out of the school, or who will be looking for jobs. So that is what that money is going to do. Again, the 79 million that we've been getting from the toll booths, now we are not getting because we have suspended
But who asked you to suspend it?
We did that because we feel that the productive time that we spend in the toll booth, we have to take that off.
It has
and
not
make
changed.
sure that
it has not changed. It has never changed.
It has never changed because now when I drive to Kumasi, I spend 2 hours 45 minutes to Kumasi.
When last did you use the Kasua road?
I am not talking about Kasua because I don't use Kasua more.
Fantastic.
I use Kumasi road.
Changed.
In Kumasi, when I'm going to Kumasi, I spend 4 hours. Today, when you're going to Kumasi, because of the dualization between Apenkwa and in Sawam that this government has done.
You mean that Apidra and Sawam?
Yes, has been dualized.
Okay, you said Apenkwa,
okay,
but
yes,
Apidra
and Sawam has been dualized by this government. And again, these 2 or 3 toll booths has been removed. 2 hours 45 minutes I drive to Kumasi.
I see. I'll try that. When next I'll come to Kumasi anyway and see if I'll use 2 hours 30 minutes to Kumasi.
I didn't say 2 hours 30 minutes. I said 2 hours 40 minutes.
All right. Let me come
3 hours I'll be in Kumasi.
Let us.
Right.
I can understand the difficulty of my good friend.
I'm happy. I will have to take this diary.
In trying to defend the.
Let your camera show it.
Right.
You know.
Well, the cameraman show.
The reality is, I hear many communicators of the MPP and good people or senior members of the party talking about the fact that if you can send 100 Ghana cedis a day, it means you are not poor.
Yes.
What they don't also know
is
that somebody can borrow or can even beg for 100 Ghana cedis to send to the child to pay for her medical or you understand. Then you tax that money and you claim that the person is not poor. That is not fair to the poor Ghanaian.
Not 100 cedis. The reality is that
if I borrow 100
cedis, if you borrow 100 cedis and send, you will not be charged anything.
So how would you know that I borrowed them
100 cedis? No, 100 cedis you will not be charged anything. Let's just be fair to the facts.
But what if I
let me make my submission. Let me make my submission. Justice, what I'm just trying to say is that there is the saying that karma is real. It has come to hand Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia.
I see.
John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, said that posterity will be my judge. And I can, in fact, today, when I see John Dramani Mahama, I see an angel walking. And many Ghanaians see him as an angel, a magician, somebody who came wholeheartedly to transform this country, who came, he has a record in education, infrastructure, also in the health sector, all sectors of the economy. He ensured that, look, you're talking of payment of salary. Which government has never paid salaries? Every government, there has not been any man that workers have not been paid.
You could pay.
You understand? Workers, there's no government has come and has not been able to pay salaries. You understand? What I'm trying to just say is that we are discussing e-levy. Ghanaians are saying that it's a bad levy. It's a bad policy. What is the rationale behind e-levy? What is it? You just want to steal money from people income. That's people income. That's all of it. You understand? There's no, what's the rationale behind e-levy? What's the policy behind e-levy? Justice. If we say get fund, there's a policy behind get fund. If we say ESLA, there's a reasoning behind ESLA. Ghanaians discussed it and saw that there was a need to bring such, such tax. And they brought it. You understand? And they are not taxing incomes. They are taxing profits and all of that. Now, this policy, e-levy, like I was telling you, it's a levy. It's not a tax. So you go into my money that I have worked for and money that have been taxed before, then you want to tax it again. It's a lazy way of it's a lazy way of making money.
Not your money that is sitting somewhere.
Justice. No, it is. It is.
Under the NDC, we were paying 17.5% for our money sitting in the account.
Listen.
You remember we came and abolished that.
Listen. What your government sought to do, the disadvantage, the major disadvantage of e-levy is that apart from stealing from the poor taxpayer or the poor people, taxing them, double taxing them, is going to serve as a disincentive for people to save their money, because people will want to avoid being taxed. So you are going to encourage people from keeping their monies in their homes, and you know the consequences. Armed robbery will arise. You understand? Many people, there will be armed robbery will increase and all of that. So please tell your people that it's a bad policy. It's a bad thing. They shouldn't do it. Ghanaians are saying that there are better ways. Why will you scrap toll levy? Justice, let me tell you one thing. We have constructed our rules with our taxes. Every day, where I come from, Jirapa de Rose, Burkina Faso cars, articulators will load and plow these roads. You are saying that they shouldn't pay anything.
They are paying.
You are saying they shouldn't pay anything. Let them pay the tolls. What are they paying?
They pay at
what
the
are
ports.
they paying? What do they pay at the port?
Just at the port. But
it's just at the port. The port. What do they pay at the port, Justice? It's a goods that are taxed at the port. But now you are saying that they should plow on our roads free without paying anything. And you know how heavy those trucks are, what goods they carry. These trucks will damage our roads. At least they should be able to pay something. They should be able to pay something. So please, you people should go back to it. I heard the road minister saying that they are contemplating going back to it. And I think it will be better for all of us. You understand? Justice, e-levy and the brouhaha in parliament. In fact, one thing I want to use this platform to encourage many Ghanaians that they should jump onto the street and support the minority 137 MPs to put pressure on government to drop the e-levy. They should not sit down and be watching the MPs alone. We are just 137. If the MPP is able to bring their 138, they will come and pass the e-levy. They will come and pass it. Justice, if Mr. Speaker is presiding, and they are able to mobilize their 138 and they come and they vote and they have 138, e-levy would have been passed. So I'm saying that Ghanaians should not rely on the NDC minority 137 alone to fight this fight. They should, look, I expect to see the religious groups, the unions and all of that, closer, everybody, the clergy, they should speak against it. The traditional leaders should speak against it. Yes. It's a bad policy. It's a bad policy. Right. You are bringing a policy or something to just siphon monies from people. That is a bad justice. Okay. It's just like I have my money in my pocket. Okay, I have my money in my pocket. Then you go and put a barrier here, a barrier. Then you are standing there and you are saying that if I'm to pass, you search my pocket, whatever that I have, I should drop something and pass. You haven't done anything for me. You understand? You've not done anything. It's my money. It's my money that is in my pocket.
Anyway.
Then you are putting your hand inside my pocket to forcibly remove money from my pocket. That is what government is trying to do. That is all about e-levy. The brouhaha in Parliament, we are not interested in it.
Right.
Look, if you look at our bench, our front bench, and even the back bench,
I'll give you the example.
they are gentlemen and women. You understand?
Right.
Nobody, like I said earlier, nobody. I will not come from Jirapa. The Jirapa is made up of very discerning citizens. They ask me to represent them. So I won't come to Parliament to come and exchange blows. It's not a place, it's not a jungle. You understand? But my worry is that when learned lawyers, mature people who understand the constitution very well, who are in Parliament for many times, and they know the rules of the game, then you want to throw the standing orders to the dogs. You want to throw the constitution to the gutters. What will not happen? What do you think will not happen? That is my concern. So I'm saying that the President Nanado should caution. If you want to pass e-levy, by all means, by crook or whatever means that you think you want to, you will use to pass e-levy. But let's be mindful. Let's be mindful that, look, our democracy is centered around Parliament. Without Parliament, there is no democracy. So if we destroy Parliament as an institution, and let me also add that those who keep on insulting the Speaker of Parliament, look, Speaker is not the chief whip of the majority party. He is not the chief whip. Speaker is not somebody. He's not the one to tell NDC MPs to come to Parliament. He is not the one to tell MPP MPs to come to Parliament. That is not his mandate. His mandate is to preside over debate. His mandate is to preside in the business of the House. That is his mandate. So if you fail to mobilize your people, into the chamber, don't tend to blame him that he is sabotaging government business. Let me just add that on Friday, he was to travel to Dubai for medical review. But he said that, look, I am ready to sit. Let me preside. Bring the e-levy, mobilize your people and come. I'm coming to preside. They think that is a strategy when he is not there, and one of the MPP deputy speakers is to sit, is reducing their number. So he's saying that I'm available. Bring your people. Let me preside. Mobilize your 138 to come and vote for e-levy so that all of us will rest. Speaker was in his office 8 a.m. on Friday. Up to 4:30, the majority could not mobilize their people for us to start the business of the day. They could not. We started business of the day around 6 p.m. on Friday. When they realized that they were not having the numbers, then they mellow and they signaled that we should adjourn. That's the reason why we could not take the e-levy thing on Friday. So you turn around to blame the Speaker. What has the Speaker done?
Thank you so much. Praise yourself for drop the e-levy demo. It is coming on.
That's what Pan-African is organizing, right?
Nobody is organizing anything.
Honorable, I am completely shocked that Honorable is asking the rationale behind e-levy. When you have a full legislation before you in Parliament that says that we'll do U-Start, we'll fix our roads, we'll buy buses out of it. And it's tied, just like the GET fund that you're talking about. It's still the same thing. There is a rationale behind it. What he is doing, the way he was just doing, throwing his hands and so on, it reminded me of 2007 when communication service tax was introduced by President Kufuor to do youth employment, the current youth employment that you have. They said they opposed it, went to demonstrate against the communication service tax. When they won the elections in 2009, they changed the name of youth employment, used the same amount that is going to youth employment, created JIDA, and squandered the money to the extent that some people even went to jail for it. So if the NDC people tell you that, don't do this, tomorrow they will come and be the beneficiaries and they will even squander the money. This is the same thing they did in 2007 when they said we shouldn't introduce the talk tax. When Kufuor said, let's do some talk tax so that at least some youth will get employment, they said they will not accept it. Today, Akufo-Addo is saying that let's do e-levy so that we'll be able to get the youth to get employment. They are still saying no. So Ghanaians should judge them from that. Again, Haruna Idrisu said it clearly that he, as minority leader, is not against the e-levy. Okay. He says 1% should be enough. Now, do you know the reason why he's quiet? The other people are making noise because his integrity is very important to him. He told the people of this country at a conference that the e-levy, they are not against the e-levy because it is taxes that we use to develop any country. But he feels that 1.75 is too much. 1% should be okay. Now Haruna Idrisu is quiet looking at them. I think the program, the town hall meetings that the finance minister is doing will be able to help cure all the mischief for Ghanaians to really understand what entails in it. Because if today I am being taken 1.5%, and tomorrow my junior brother who is in UDSY campus, now I've forgotten the name of the institution now,
UBIS.
Will complete school, and there will be an accumulation of this amount of money to be given to him to start a business. I'll be happy to pay that money. Rather than say, don't pay that one.
Account for this money?
Because it is a tied levy. It is tied to something. It is tied to USTAR. It is tied to roads. Just like Get Fund is tied to infrastructure. It is not something that you pay into consolidated account, that you say that accounting for it will be difficult. Right. This is something that is tight, so definitely you can account for it easily. Just like communication service tax. You know 80% of that amount of money goes to youth employment. And it goes. And that's the reason I am sitting here as PRO, because I'm paid from the communication service tax.
Very well.
So I will be happy that one day...
Are you paying them?
We're paying them.
But you are in arrears.
Right.
We're not in arrears.
We have to go.
We can be in arrears for 1 month. That's not the way.
We are in arrears.
So, if really Kufuor is able to introduce stock tax, which is 1 peswa, those days, and NDC opposed it, and now we are able to get a lot of the youth to get employment opportunities, I am still upbeat that this e-levy will still be able to do something, some magic for the youth of this country to get employment opportunities.
Thank you so much. But viewers, I want to clear. So allow me to clear this. Now, Honorable, allow me to clear this. There was a big, argument between myself and Awal, where I suggested that they have borrowed more than any other government in the history of Ghana, and it said that was a palpable falsehood.
Yes.
Okay, I would want to clear that. And the total debt, I mean, as it stands now, is...
You don't use the nominal figures in economic analysis.
300 and...
You use percentage. It was 9 billion.
I don't want to continue anymore.
It was 9 billion under Kufuor. You moved it to 122 billion. Your NDC moved it to 122 billion.
I'm not an NDC.
Now,
I'm sorry.
no, I said the NDC. Okay, the NDC. Then it's now 344.
Right.
It's an accumulation of all the 10%.
If you take 122,
you don't use nominal figures to do this.
You have 222 billion. He says
why you are owing 4 months? You have not paid them.
And that the 222 billion is, as a matter of fact, interest accrued on the previous debt. But if
that's why MP is not even talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. You said even if.
It is 10%, it's around 70 billion.
Take 70 billion out of 222 billion. You have still
so you look at the value of the economy first.
This is what time we'll last. Time with that same time.
Look at the value of the economy.
My name is Justice Appiah, and the show has been hot news. Goodbye.